If you want to have an old-fashioned Christmas where the focus is on things that are handmade, more on relationships, cutting out the stress factor, being in lines and running around crazy when it comes to the holidays, then you, my friend, are in the right place. So we are going to be focusing on making an old-fashioned Christmas. So in order for you to have a custom plan that fits who you need to be giving gifts to, what your budget is like, and what your time is like, because handmade gifts are awesome and amazing, but you need to be able to have the time. You got to have that planned out ahead of time, what projects you're going to be doing and the time in order to get them done, right? If you want to get those emails with the free templates, and they're going to have links to all of the recipes and the downloads and all of that stuff, you're going to want to go to melissaknorris.com/Christmas and get signed up. So for day one, the first thing that we have to do is we need to make a Christmas list. And I know that this seems super basic. I totally get that. But it's where usually the simple things have the most impact. And so we're going to start with our list. So you're going to have that you can download. There's 3 pages here to make your master Christmas list. So you can just write it down on pen and paper too. If you want to print it out, I've already got it down here. But the first step that we're going to do is we're going to include everybody that you would like to give gifts to. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be giving gifts to all of these people, but I don't want you to exclude anyone at this point. So first off, you're going to write down immediate family members, right? So these are going to be people that are living in your home most likely. So spouses, if you've got kids living at home, that your immediate people that are with you, you're going to want to put those down on your list. I know, seems kind of obvious. Up next, you're going to have your extended family. So this is going to be, could be your parents, grandparents, siblings, adult children, grandkids, all those kind of people, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, cousins. You kind of get the point there, right? You get my drift. So that is going to be who you're going to fill out into your second section. Then we're going to start thinking about really, close friends, maybe neighbors that you like to give gifts to or that you typically exchange gifts with. And then I've also got down a section for service providers. So think of, teachers. If you've got kids in school, you've got teachers, maybe Sunday school teachers, pastors. Maybe you like to give stuff to the people who wait on you a lot when you go to the post office or the bank or the pharmacy or the doctor's office, the receptionist that you're always calling when you have a problem with your kids at school. I think you get my general drift there. So, and as you notice, we kind of are naturally going in the list of people who are most important or ones that we want to absolutely make sure that we get a gift for, and then on down. And then I have a section 2, because if you've ever had, when it comes to Christmas season and you're getting, all of those parties start lining up where you're going, or someone may bring you a gift and you're like, oh, I need to reciprocate, and you don't have that list, you know what it's like when you get somewhere and you're like, oh no, I totally forgot that person. That's a really horrible feeling, right? So having a list definitely helps you. And it also helps you so that you don't accidentally forget someone. But it also helps you when you are going to either make a gift or to purchase it. And not everybody is going to do all the way handmade. A lot of people do a hybrid, and that's totally fine. If you want to do all handmade, I think that is awesome. But the goal of this whole challenge is to make it work for you and what you and your family want to be doing. So for us, I still do buy store-bought gifts for my kids and usually my husband. And then sometimes for extended family members, we'll kind of do a hybrid where they may get one store-bought thing and then they'll get a whole bunch of handmade things. And sometimes it's all handmade things, and that's fine too. But my goal here is to get everybody set up with a customized plan that works for them and what they are doing, to give you ideas and to make sure that you've got everything planned down in time. So that's what we're going to be doing in this challenge. So the first 2 days are going to be where we're really planning and doing a lot of customization. And then we're going to get into the hands-on to give you maybe new ideas or some different ideas to be actually making the physical gifts themselves. And we'll keep going as we get closer, but I really want to get you set up with everything. And that's why we're going to do a concentrated 5-day challenge, 5 days in a row, right? So coworkers and bosses, that may be people that you want to exchange gifts with. And then I've got an other section. So if you're in any members of a club, maybe you're on PTA or Bible study members, that type of thing. Think about, just listing then. And again, we're just making this big list right now. I'm going to show you how to go over it tomorrow, because once you get all of this down, it almost seems overwhelming. You're like, wait a minute, I thought we were going to be making this more simple. Just trust me, trust the process. We are going to be making it more simple. And then another thing to think about, this isn't necessarily individual people that you're going to have on your list that you're going to be buying gifts for, but it's things that you go to that you need to bring gifts for. So think hostess gifts or certain Christmas parties or gift exchange, even white elephants. You know, maybe you've got a couple different family or friend parties that you go to and you know where you you may draw numbers, you may draw names, but those type of things where sometimes it's not just certain someone you're giving on your list, but things that you're going to be needing to have gifts for. And then if you do any kind of charity gift giving, a lot of people like to give, and I think that's awesome, but you want to include that too in your list planning if you're going to be giving gifts to charity or volunteers or, you know, different things like that. So that's really key. Now, if you want to get this template so that you can just boom, fill this in, and you might have other ideas of people, if I forgot anything where you think of putting on the list. I tried to make it pretty exhaustive. But you can go to melissanorris.com/Christmas to get a download copy of this. And this is just day one. I'm trying to keep it short so that you can do it and you can accomplish it on day one. It's not a big, huge thing. And then we can move into the next day and everything will build together. So one of the things, we're doing this 5-day challenge, which is completely free. And like I said, we're going to be building and really getting into making hands-on things, tutorials and recipes as we get further into this 5-day challenge. And so that's totally free. You'll get the email every single day. But I also want to let you know that you also have the option. I've got right now my brand new book, Handmade. And so you'll have the option to get a physical copy of Handmade plus a digital copy plus a whole bunch of masterclass videos and tutorials that walk you through making things handmade, from cold processed soap, whipped body butter, herbal infused lip balms, including, you guys, how to make tinted natural lip balm. So I've got 5 different colors and it's going to walk you through making your own custom colors. And we've got some really fun bonus coupons that you can get. So you can find out, I'll pop that link in there. It's at melissanorris.com/masterclass. You can get a lot more information on that. But we've also got, what's really fun is we've got some do-it-yourself kits. So you'll get a bonus coupon for these kits for free shipping and 20% off, but it's the base. So we've got 3 ingredients here, all natural stuff. You've got the base, you've got the not free, I had too many cords there. The empty lip balm tubes, 2 colorants. So we've got iron oxide here. And then you've also got, this is what you fill, and I've got a complete tutorial video that walks you through it. But really, really fun stuff that you can make and give for your Christmas gifts. In fact, my lips are a little bit dry. And this is the French plum. So you can kind of see too, a little bit of the different color and how that is. Like I said, if you want to get the book, all the masterclass videos, coupon codes. Oh, I forgot to tell you. We also have coupon codes. You get the custom apron. It matches. And you get it at 45% off. You get a coupon code. So that makes the apron only like $13, which is a super good buy. And I hope my mom's not watching because she's getting an apron with her copy of the book and the other goodies for Christmas. But so check that out at melissanorris.com/masterclass. And I decided to do this because I'm planning all of this out now for myself. And I thought we should do this together because one mind is more minds, excuse me, I said that backwards. It's a lot more fun having a lot of people brainstorming and sharing and doing things together than it is one. And so I thought, let's just create this and do this all together. So to get the emails and the downloads and the recipes and the links to everything sent out to you every day, sign up for it at melissanorris.com/Christmas. Hey guys, welcome. So today is day 2 of our 5-day handmade Christmas challenge. So welcome. So yesterday, which was day 1, we talked about creating your master Christmas list. So today is where we actually take your homework, so to speak, from day 1, and we're going to turn it into your master customized for you Christmas gift plan. And this is really specifically into making handmade gifts, but you can use your master list that you did from day 1 to create your plan, because a lot of people do kind of a hybrid, right? A lot of us will still purchase gifts for some people and we do handmade gifts for other. But when you're doing the handmade gifts, it's really important that you have a plan in place so that one, you actually get them done in time to give them, because some of the gifts require weeks of kind of sitting time or curing time before they're ready to give. And if you wait too long, and time has a way of sneaking up on us, right? We get so busy, then they're not going to be ready in time to give for Christmas. So this is a way for you to have everything planned out so that you're not rushing around at the last minute. We're going to move into day 2. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your list that you've done up and you need to prioritize, right? And I've kind of, if you follow the template, it's already done in prioritized manner, or what typically I would think would be your priority of people that you're going to be giving gifts to, but everybody's different and you're customizing it for you. So one of the easy things to do is after you've filled all of this list out is go through with a highlighter and highlight your top priorities. So you can do that in one color. And then you can also highlight the names or the groups that you want to be doing your handmade gifts for, because that's where we're really getting into for today. And I got a template done up for you guys today. So this is going to be for your handmade people, where you can put their name, the gift or gift ideas that you're going to be doing of handmade, the date that it needs to be started by, and then when it's completed. Because I don't know about you, but I like to have where I've checked it off and you get to see that it's all done. There's just like some weird satisfaction in seeing that it's all done. Your to-do list is finished. So I've got those categories for you. So you can grab this template for day 2 and download that. So how do we go through this list? Because one of the things, especially when you've got budget in mind, right? Because that's one of the things about Christmas is it can get expensive really, really fast. And if we're on a budget or we don't have a lot of extra cash to purchase all of those, we really need to be strategic with our planning here. So the first thing that we need to do is, like I said, is prioritize. And this has already naturally flowed for the prioritization. Next up is you need to budget. Now, a lot of people have already got kind of a monthly budget or a weekly budget and you know how much you're doing. But it's really important to know budget-wise how much you want or can spend per person and to put that dollar amount down. Otherwise, that's where we get into trouble, especially at Christmas time, because we have generous big hearts and we want to give and we want to give and we want to give, right? And so things go on credit cards or we end up overspending when we wish we really hadn't. And come January, that can put us into a really, really bad mess, right? So you need to budget for your gift giving. And this includes handmade gifts, because handmade gifts, well, almost always, in fact, I don't think I've ever had a handmade gift been more expensive than if I'm buying the exact same item in the store, because when we're buying in the store, we are buying for convenience and we're buying for someone else's time that they've put in to make it. And so usually when you buy those ingredients yourself and do it yourself, it's usually always cheaper, but it's still important that you keep account of and still put into your budget the cost that those handmade gifts are going to cost you, because most of the time we have to buy some of the supplies, maybe not all of the supplies, but some of the supplies. So really, really important that you put that budget in there, even for the handmade gifts, and know what the cost of those handmade gifts is going to be costing you to give. And I like to break it down per item, which is going to move us into my 4th tip, but we got to get to tip number 3 first. So we're going to prioritize who we're giving gifts to. We're going to budget, even for our handmade gifts, how much we can afford to spend per gift. And then we usually need to go through and remove people from this list. Now, I know we put everybody on here, but if your budget, now if you've got enough in your budget to get everybody, like that's awesome sauce, you don't have to remove anybody. But for a lot of us, we need to remove people, and that's where that step 1 was for the prioritizing. So where are some ways that you can remove things? Well, for us, a lot of the times what we were doing is, it seemed at Christmas time that we were doing a lot of individual gift giving, and buying, because you're buying the gifts even if you're making them yourself, a lot of the things. And then we were also doing name draws or the game. So a lot of times we would go and we would actually have gifts bought for everybody individually, and then we would do like a big name draw game type thing. Sometimes it's white elephant, and not necessarily white elephant, but where you would bring a gift of a certain dollar amount, and you draw numbers or draw names or vice versa. And so it was like double gift giving. So whoever you're going, if this is family, like extended family, is you can talk to them ahead of time. And that's what we did, is went to them and said, hey, can we cut out some of the game drawing? And that, or you can opt out. But that's one way, that an easy way. Or if you're buying for everybody individually and as families grow over time, then you can say, hey, instead of buying for everybody individually, what if we just did a name draw? So there's lots of different areas there that you can do it. So my next tip, so we've prioritized, we've budgeted, and we've moved people where needed. And sometimes you can just remove some people, and then as the season goes on, if you get extra money, then you can decide to get them something small too, but we're gonna be prioritizing, right? So my next tip, and this is especially true when you're making handmade gifts, and that's where our template for today comes in, is to do batching. So batching works really well when it comes to budget and when it comes to time, which are two of the things that we never seem to have enough of, right? And for the next 3 days after this, because we've got our planning in, we're really going to get down to, I'm going to do some hands-on tutorials and different ideas of grouping and some fun freebies coming up that are going to be some templates and things that you can download that will actually, you'll put with your gifts to give. So some of the things we can do is we can batch. So a lot of the times with your time, if you can make, this is true for batch cooking, right? It's also true for making your homemade gifts. If you can say make, 10 or 20 of a gift all at one time, 20 items at one time, then you can get all of your ingredients in bulk, make sure you've got them all together, and you're only spending that time to make 20 gifts. And it's the same amount of time you'd really be spending to make one if you can just double and multiply or triple that recipe, depending upon what it is that you're making. But another thing that I like to do is I like to put the list of the names and see, okay, who could I give the same gift to multiple people? So for example, this year, so if you're a lady on my list, like my mom or my mother-in-law is watching this, shut your eyes and close your ears. Or I said that backwards, right? Turn it off for a minute. So what I did this year is I made soap, and so I made handmade soap, and so for the ladies I did the pumpkin roll scent, so that's this one right here. So all the girls on my list are going to be getting a bar of this soap. And then I also made up 5 different colors of tinted lip balm, which I have one of the colors on right now. And so I've got different shades that I can match to different people's coloring. I've also got non-tinted, just regular lip balm that can go for guys on the list too, but for the different age groups of the ladies. And this includes like Bible study ladies, and of course is extended family. So this one works great. And I can make, like this one I did, it ended up being 10 bars of soap in one sitting. So I had 10 gifts at one time. The recipe for the tinted lip balms and the lip balms I've broken down that you can make it if you just want to do, because sometimes you don't need 20 of one shade, right? If you're doing the tinted ones. So the recipe is for 8 lip balm tubes, but you can double and triple that if you need to make a whole bunch of one thing. Then for the guys on my list, they're getting a woodsy type of homemade soap. So this one's colored with nettle leaf, because I use all natural colorants when I'm doing my soap. This one was colored with actually paprika and ground cinnamon, which also helps with that fall fun holiday scent. And then I did some woodsy kind of guy scents. So this one I think has a little bit of cedarwood, spruce. I'm not sure if I put frankincense in this one. Now I can't remember. And peppermint. So it's kind of a guy scent. So that's kind of what I mean by batching, is just picking different items that you can make a whole bunch of at once and give to multiple people on your list. And the really nice thing about that when you're batching is usually you'll have a few extras, so you can gift yourself. And then you've got some on hand, because it seems like there's always something that comes up at the last minute that you need a gift for someone that you forgot, or you didn't know they were coming, and then you find out they're coming and you're like, oh no, I don't have anything for them. So if you've got some of these extra items like that for batching, it just is great to have them on hand. And one of the things that I talked about, right, is we're going to be doing our budgeting as well. And so it's really important to know, one, not only how much you can afford to spend on per person, but how much does each item actually cost you. Now, if you're in our my handmade masterclass, which is with the release of my new book, Handmade, you've got a copy, physical copy. You get a digital copy too, so you can dive right into all of the recipes that are, a lot of the things that I'm talking about, the recipes and tutorials are in here. And then you've got 5 videos that teach you how to make all of that. So all of these soaps, this is cold processed soap using lye. So we've got safety tips in there. We've got melt and pour. We've got lip balm, whole bunch of things, beeswax candles, tons of things. But one of the things I did is you have got a project list, and it breaks it down for you on the cost per item and how long it takes, one, hands-on time, because we need to know when we're scheduling things in how much it actually takes to make it and how much it costs per item. So for example, with the tinted lip balm, this I'm not kidding y'all. This only takes like 30 minutes max of hands-on time. It's ready to use in about 2 or 3 hours. It just has to cool enough to harden so that you can put it on. And we break down how much it costs per item. Now, if you decide to become a member of the handmade class, I've got coupons in there for supplies for you guys. So with the coupon, you can get the kit, so your empty lip balm tubes, all of that, from Made On Lotion, Made On Skincare. Renee, my friend, has done up this kit, and you get a coupon for free shipping and 20% off when you join the class and get the books, and you get these colorants. So guess how much it costs when you get all that coupon in for the goodies. Guess how much one of these tinted lip balm tubes actually costs you to make? Because if you've ever bought natural colored lipstick or lip balm in the store, you know it's not very cheap, right? So I'll just tell you, you guys, $1.16 to make one of these, and it only takes you about a half an hour of hands-on time. That's pretty amazing. Most of the things cost beneath $5 to make. A lot of them are just between $1 to $2, and you can adjust your ingredient cost too by what you're deciding to put in extra. So like essential oils, which you've got coupons for different essential oils and that type of thing, but you can really kind of play with it and bring your costs down even lower if you want to, or if you just get excited and you want them to be all fun for Christmas. Then you can, put those extra cents in there, or maybe just do one instead of two. So there's a lot of wiggle room, which is the beauty of handmade, is you get to customize it to exactly what you want to be in there and what you can afford. So that is pretty awesome. So if you want to just grab the book, the masterclass is awesome. And I highly recommend that you check that out because it's got the videos and tutorials walking you through and all of the coupons. But if you want to just check out the book, I do have some bonuses for book purchases too. So you can go to handmadethebook.com, and if you've already pre-ordered the book, you can still get those bonuses. So you can go, I'll pop all those links in there. Thank you guys so much. And if making a handmade Christmas and learning how to do all this stuff, like I said, tomorrow we're going to dive into tutorials. So you're going to be coming into my kitchen tomorrow, and we're actually going to be walking through making some of these things. Share this with others so that they can join, and make sure that you're signed up to get all the emails. So thank you. I hope you guys have an awesome day and get to work on your homework so that you have got your plan in place. I hope you enjoyed that, and I want to extend a special invitation to invite you to grab your free copy of my Ultimate Home Food Preservation Guide. You can go to melissaknorris.com/preservation guide, and I got the link for you. And it shows you 6 different ways to preserve food at home, over 135 resources. It'll help you pick the right equipment, which is best for you and where you're at right now. Root cellaring techniques, how to use oil and alcohol to preserve food at home. And of course, one of my favorites involves canning. We'll be talking about water bath and pressure canning, how to stay safe with both of those, recipes, tutorials, and it's all waiting for you to begin preserving your food at home to build your self-sufficiency, save a ton of money, and be healthy by knowing exactly what is in your food. So what are you waiting for? Go grab your free copy right now.